I was born on December 20th, 1998. I have family members. The only thing I can have is my dad, my mom, and my sister, Sydney. When I was 5 years old, my dad was killed during an earthquake, magnitude of 7.5. My mom said to me that your father will always be there in your heart. No matter how distant we are, we would never forget him. I cried for only a few minutes. Sydney was like my little sisters. She always follows me no matter how distant I am. Even if I meant to be separated by my mom, she always has to follow me. When I was 7 years old, I went to my first grade elementary school. Whatever you want to call it that. Nobody wants to get near me. I thought that some people loved me. But ever since I have small vampire teeth, nobody wants to get near me. They just run away every time I get close to them. I try to say hi to them, but they never seem to listen. In the afternoon, I would try to walk in the small tree that I had. We'll have big shade, which kind of makes sense. I wear a cap, so I don't want the sunlight hitting my face. I really hated it. When I sat there for only 5 minutes, the bullies seemed to find me. When I saw them, I actually was worried that they might actually try to do the same thing. I ran off, but one of them surrounded me. The bullies had surrounded me, and that's what one of the leaders said. You seem to have vampire teeth, but that's actually not a threat, because we see those type of weakness before. What do we say, boys? Shall we put a flashlight on her face? That's what the leader said. I tried to tell them. This is what I said.
I don't have vampire teeth. This is what I am. Look, just leave me alone and let me have fun.
And one of the members said,
Hell no. I am not letting you have it. Let's do this, boys.
The bullies had grabbed my legs, my arms, and even my hair. They were putting flashlight right in my face. They think that it actually worked. But it didn't. The only thing that works pretty well is that as my eyes have been hardly hurt. Thankfully it wasn't blind. Good thing. The bullies have figured out that I wasn't a vampire. This is what the leader said. So you're a human being, eh?
Ha! Easy. You're vulnerable and you're a girl. We don't care if we can follow the policy, man, never hit a girl. We just don't care.
The bullies have pushed me onto the ground, kicked me, and started to shove me all over the place, throwing rocks, cursing, and even trying to do something horrible. They stabbed me with sticks. Thankfully, we only had some sticks, because if it was for knives, I would have been dead. It only lasted for only 5 minutes. The bullies were tired and bored and said, "You're lucky that you have a life going on, because I will find you again. We'll do the same thing, we'll go on to the next level. See you tomorrow." I actually cried for a few minutes. After 10 minutes of me crying, I've told my mom what happened after school. I told her everything what happened. She wasn't appreciated. She was planning to move schools, but at the same time, she doesn't want me to go anything further worse. She talked to the principal, and the principal didn't seem to care. He just moved on with his life. I felt bad for myself. I slept in the middle of the darkness. At 5 a.m., this is when I woke up early. I actually asked the sky itself and told her that, please, make my day better again. Don't make this day worse. When I went to school, everyone is still running away from me just because I have vampire teeth. But one isn't. One's just standing there staring at me. And she began walking towards me. I thought there was actually a friend of hers that actually climbed the ground. I checked it and nobody was there. She's heading towards me. This is what she said when she first saw me. Don't cry. If something wrong's with you, then ask me. This is what she said to me. This is what I've asked her for a long time. Oh, hello there. You're not like the other kids that are just running away from me for no reason. That's what I said. This is what she said.
Nah, those kids don't know about vampires. They watch so much vampire movies about it. I don't even care if I watch vampires. They just don't exist. By the way, nice to meet you. I'm Kaito, the green girl that always lives in a nice peaceful house.
I looked at her and she was perfect. I also introduced her as well. Like, hi, I'm Alvia. It was nice knowing you. You like anime? This is what I told her. This is probably the most embarrassing things I've ever said to her. I think it's pretty obvious why. And then this is what she said. Yeah, I love anime. I was completely surprised when she said yes. No one in the entire planet loved anime. No offense on the other races, but... So I asked her if I could be friends with her. She said yeah. We were friends for only about a few years. After a few days later, the bullies came back again. This time, they went to the next level. This time, there's only 3 of them. I think the other ones got suspended for what happened. The bullies said to me, "You're lucky there's only 3 of us, because the other got expelled, and we're going to another school. We are only 3 of us, but we're stronger and easier to beat." They brought knives. I was scared if I could stab myself to death. Just before they get ready to stab me, Kaito immediately screamed, causing all the teachers to have a great attention. The bullies were actually been caught, as the principal saw them holding a relic weapon. The principal said, "I should have listened to her mom. You 3 are expelled." Thankfully, they didn't expel together. The rest of them were just separated. If it weren't for Kaito, I would never survive through it. They confiscated the knives and called the police and paid for what happened. I think I asked her if I could be a best friend. She always had loved to have a best friend. This is why I suddenly realized that it was good enough for me. When I slept, I hear small voices of darkness through my ear in every sleep. The mostly voices are like, "Use the ability. Try to feel hatred on the enemies that you hate." This is what they said to me. I was having to get through this. I woke up, opened the house, and entered the forest of darkness. No one would ever enter here. I enter the dark forest, and I hear small voices like, "Have you ever had trouble? Have you ever had a terrible life? Thus everyone hated your life in the first place. I was completely confused. Just before I just began to walk home, the darkness itself found me and said to me, "You're having a hard life, do you? Use my abilities so you will take the revenge." I was very surprised that I can use the abilities as long as I want. But just before I went home, the creature said to me, "Use them only if on people that you hate. Try to hunt them to make them have mercy. If it's very evident, don't give mercy." That work paid off, as I went to bed and go to sleep. After elementary school, I actually walked there and saw 3 bullies again staying together. I was hiding. The bullies saw what happened to the school. The school was completely a disaster. They were entered there on purpose, as the doors were completely unlocked. I was hiding in the middle of the darkness. One of the bullies were killed. The 4th one was killed in a spike wall of death. And one of the bullies were afraid. They wanted to get out, but the door was completely locked. This is what the creature said to me: "Hunt them down." As bullies started to become separated, this is my ultimate opportunity to catch them, to get my revenge. I grabbed the 3rd bully. He immediately screamed with his life, screaming for help, as the other ones run to help it, but he didn't stand a chance. I aided him, as the souls belonged to me now. I grabbed the 2nd one right before he was about to scream. I grabbed its mouth and entered the darkness, where I devoured his body whole. The first one, it was supposed to be the last one, tried to run away, open the door. I was just walking, covered with greasy blood right over my mouth and my hands, and blood stains coming from my shirt. The bully was scared. He asked for mercy. This is what he said: "Oh, please have mercy. I don't want to die. I don't want to die like the others. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bully you. I just got nothing to do." I'd have no regrets. I regretted it and aided him. And before I actually ate his soul alive, this is what I said to him: "See you in hell." I devoured the kid, and just before I was about to get out, the darkness have absorbed the blood stains from me. Which seems good, because there's no evidence of police trying to arrest me. It says I didn't have a mother. I get out of school. Yesterday there's actually reports of blood stains on the school. About 6 kids were killed, and those are the same bullies that were trying to bully me. All the kids were scared. They thought that they were going to eat the teacher, but thankfully they didn't, as I hide in one of the woods. Once I found it, I realized I'm a monster. But I'm doing this to make my life easier. I don't want to tell this to Kaito, because she would have been scared of me as well. So I had to keep it a secret. Well, I tried to, protect myself from attitude changes. This is what I had. In 2010, I was my first middle school. I was worried about my little sister Sydney. Thankfully, I have my older cousin with me. I asked him to take care of her. He said, "Sure, as long as you're out of school, you'll be just fine." Kaito told me that she's coming with me. I'm up middle school. I'm willing to bet that she's gonna come with me for the rest of her life. I'm willing to be honest. I never had a type of feeling before. Nobody has ever followed me except for my mom. I don't know. It's what I am. Anyways, when I first took my first enema, everyone was just walking. No running away from me just because I have vampire teeth. Thank God. They were just walking, which kind of makes sense because they're just teenagers. Me and Kaito would always have fun with each other, playing games, each other, and even like stay up in the little small hill at night. We always tell a little bit of kind of secrets, not like a type of stupidity or something like that. We went to do our first project. It was called the Yo Mama Jokes project. I know it sounds dumb, but it's actually true. Kaito told me about what happened in the last couple of years, that we have an earthquake of 5.2. When I heard that, I had this memory kind of reminds me of my dad getting killed. I don't want to bring that memory back up, or else I would have been crying for only 1 year. She told me you had to do it quick, because this thing is due about 3 days later. I never watched like Your Mom Jokes, not trying to be like in some type of stupidity, but I'm trying to do this so I can learn more. I asked Kaito to find the research, and she told me to make a joke. You know, like the most stupidest joke I've ever heard type. And just before we were about to turn it in, our new opponents have came. This time they were new. They were all prankster gangsters, just asking them, saying, Don't mind if you want to join our gang." Me and Kaito had disagreements, but we said no. They surrounded us, and just before they were about to beat up, but they didn't beat me up. They beat up Kaito instead. They'll all attack as a group, and just before they land one extra shot off, I devoured the leader and stole a soul right in front of them and the Kaito. I told them, "Who else wants to make fun of her? Go ahead, come on!" They're all screaming and just run away. I guess there aren't prankster gangsters after all. Kaito was completely surprised. I told her that I should have told you for a long time that I have a darkness inside of me. She was surprised, and she said, "Protect me. I don't want anyone who separated us." I was blushed to see her getting next to me. I moved in, and I actually take her home. I can't. She told me if I could stay here with her, but I can't. I had to take care of my little sister. I have plenty of money, but not that much. About like $100 I think. I only save it so I could get a lot of food to cook. My older cousin teaches me how to cook, thankfully. And a few months later, we had like reports going on. The police were just surrounded the school. I was like, "Hey, I think we should go back." That's what I did. I don't want to report any trouble here. The police told them what happened to the kid. They say that it was disappeared. The only thing they can find is blood stains. Every time whenever I devoured them, I always spit blood. The darkness always had to remove the evidence from me, which is good because I don't want to get caught for only a damn reason. Kaito told me that she can live with me, for a while. I told her yeah. We both stayed together and played video games, especially Mortal Kombat that we had. The only another thing that she gave me was a new cap. My old cap is like, I don't know, 5 years old, and I don't really want to look at this. It was pure black with tiny horns. I didn't know what a quote-unquote horn type creature type horn cap, but I really wanted to wear it. It was so awesome. I told her thanks for a lot. She was completely happy that she had with me. On January 20th, 2010, me and Kaito were actually playing the snow fight. There is a snow between all the Japanese and other cities. We played snow fight, snowman contest, and even territorial snowmobile. I don't even know what the heck that is, but I'm pretty sure it was fun. Next year, I actually wanted to know that what happened. Just before I actually had to go to high school, in 2012, I looked the last stain. That would be his heart. His heart was pure black. I grabbed it, but it actually felt it. The beats only happened for only 6 times until I actually hold it on for only a few minutes. Give it to the darkness. The darkness loved it. I moved on. When I went to high school, me and Kaito were separated. And the only thing I can say is, damn it! I would have rolled together, but nope! Separation that it is. This is not the first time I've been separated and Kaito. We've done this before. My older cousin told me that my other cousin might come into the school as well. Her name was Gianna. I was completely confused because the last time I ever saw her was in 2011, which was last year. The only thing we can play is Mortal Kombat and Snow Fight. She loves snow. If you ever had with her, she's pretty damn fun, to be honest. She loves the snow, and really, honestly, I really love what has happened. That being said, for only a few hours later, I finally met Gianna. It caught me by surprise when she screamed. Everyone just ran off because they don't want to hear her icy screams. I was happy to see her, like, Gianna, where the heck have you been? How's it going? She told me, it's fine. I can't believe that you had to go to stay to school with us for the next 4 years. I smiled. We worked together, including the same old Yo Mama joke project. But that was back in. Until 2013, I finally saw Kaito, just standing there. But what I saw, she met a new friend. And just before I could say hi to her, I hid it from her. And I saw a yellow girl with a jacket. I don't even know what has to do with it, but I think it's a sign of a little small threat. I'll be honest, I never trust strangers. Especially when my mother was killed, I would never trust them. I ran away. Thankfully, I have a cell phone going on. I worked so hard just to get it. I could text, call, and play other games as well. Unfortunately, my cousin never had a cell phone, but she has to ask me to play it. Unless it's some type of message, then she'll have to give it to me as well. On that same day forward, Kaito sent me a small message and said, "Can you visit me?" I texted and said yes. So I told my older cousin to, you know, take care of her for a while because I'm going to my friend's house. I checked on her, but she's still green. But instead, she designed her for a bit. I was about to say, damn, you are so beautiful. But instead, I said this. Wow, how beautiful you are. She was blushed and said thanks a lot. I told her why did she wear a hat to? She told me that she had a big party with her new friend. And I heard it that it was a blast party. I thought for only a minute that it's gonna be explosions. But it did the complete opposite. Kaito told me that if I could go, but I actually can't. I had to take care of my little sister. And the worst part is I had to help my older cousin. Kaito told me that she could record everything of what happened. I'll be glad that happened. In 2015, Kaito found me, of course. And she had a new friend. It's the same yellow girl in 2015. She introduces her to me. This is what she said. Akira, this is my best friend, Alvia. Alvia, this is my new friend, Akira. Akira told me, nice to meet you. Hope you have the same attitude as her. I was completely confused. I looked at her hair, her eyes, and even her nails. She's definitely a yellow type of angel. I was most likely black, but most of the time I always had to wear purple stuff. I told her, well, it was nice knowing you. So what are we gonna do now? It was not easy because I couldn't find my cousin where she is. This is when I found her in the library with her new friend Arthur. I don't like this Arthur type. He really is a pain, especially if you haven't had this robot Kevin. I even heard that robot's deadly. We're juniors, so yeah. Akira invited me to the party. The first party that I went to her house. She only has one relative family member. Her grandma. Her grandma was asleep. We went to play the game called Super Mario Brothers. I actually suck at the game. I ended up losing 50 lives left. But that kind of sucked because I hated the game. It's not like I'm not that good at the game, but the things are getting me hard to concentrate. The music, the soundtracks, and even something. The year graduation in 2016. Me and Akira usually get along. I wasn't too sure if I wasn't to be a true story. I had a boyfriend. Akira was very excited, but she can't invite her boyfriend. This is a quote-unquote girls' party. So I had to text him after the party was over. Akira wanted us to play the game called Spin the Bottle. This is kind of like the most weirdest game I've ever played because I always have to end up with truth or dare stuff. I tricked Akira by saying truth. I told her, what type of person are you? She said, Heaven Angel. I never knew Heaven Angels would be real. I thought there was some kind of a stupid threat, or never existed in the first place. But it did the complete opposite. Gianna had her turn. As Akira went to the refrigerator to get some sodas, she said one dare that actually changes our friendship. Gianna said one dare that changes our attitude.
Alvia, I dare you to kiss Kaito.
It started to be for only a few seconds. Same with Kaito. Not like everything is stupid because we've always been together since we were little, but she must be thinking that we're a cute couple. Hey, I'm a girl. I can't be a lesbian. I can't be that stupid. This is what I told my cousin. She never had to be. And just before I had to do it, my Akira said that we had to turn off the lights to go to sleep. I didn't even know it's a sleepover party. She's not the only one that does this. I'm the one who does this. At 7 a.m., I woke up with very bright eyes. Most of the time, I always wake up like at 5 a.m. so I could talk to the darkness. But I realized that I woke up a bit late. The sun is rising a bit too much. I woke up the same day that Kaito waked up. I went outside and sleep on the hill. Kaito followed me, as the friendly tree is very comfortable. She was just following me, just sitting next to me. Maybe like a little too close, because it didn't seem to bother me. At my point, it's never had to be a great decision, because she would start blush every time we put her neck inside of me. It keeps me comfortable. It makes her feel comfy. I confessed to her what happened. I told her that I loved her as much as I can. She was blasted, and I was very excited. At the same time, it was embarrassing to see her in person. I told her everything of what happened. I told her two options. Do you want to be my girlfriend? But if not, we could stay friends like this. She was completely upset. She didn't want to accept the fact that I can't be stuck for the rest of my life like this. She held my hands and said one simple answer. We can keep it a secret. For any instance, it was just not easy, and she ended up kissing me on the lips. This is my first time. I had a boyfriend for the first place, and she ended up giving it to me. I'm gonna guess Kaito was my first kiss. Afternoon, I actually texted my boyfriend to, do stupid stuff. But at night, this is the worst scenario ever. My boyfriend was coming out of nowhere, tries to knock the door, and just before he's about to knock out, someone stabbed him to death and tried to throw him in the trees, removing the evidence. The tree trunks hit so loud, I immediately woke up and teleported into somewhere area. I'm guessing the abilities are starting to get stronger. I used the darkness eye to see who wasn't killing him. It was Akira. She had a hammer. I was upset. Akira was completely surprised when she saw me. She tried to explain what happened. Before she said one word, I ran off. My cousin was there. I ran out into the darkness of woods. It's 12 a.m. and I can't afford it. It was hand over to this damn thing. because I never come back. I cried for only 3 hours until the darkness said to me, you don't have to be upset. You can get your upsetness and return it to be happiness. With my power, you can become the true queen of darkness. You can take on someone you hate. It startled me, but I thought it was a good idea. So the darkness have absorbed me, transforming my entire body into a relic of nightmare. My body stayed the same, but my outfit is completely different. I have wings, a hooded one, 2 knives, and my own dark eyes. I had my first evil laugh before I got this. I fly off onto the moon and find my base. I could have known what just happened. Because I started to fly off, I would never see them again. From this day forward, I vowed myself killing Akira, even if it takes me ages, years to get to this damn thing. It's not easy. I gathered all the Dark Angel creatures that usually had a hard time. Most of the time, I end up having a great difficulty. But in 2017, this is my huge comeback. I take revenge against her, but she defends the planet. I was very upset of Akira murdering my boyfriend and what happened. I had to do something. It's not easy for me. Thankfully, she was completely weakened. No chance against me. I fly off to find my friends, especially Kaito, to join my side, to make her feel bad. Whenever this happens, don't let anyone make it worse. Because once you enter the hard life, you will never come back.